Life can feel pretty dangerous for a white guy who knows too much. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. We are here today to talk about Guilds of Ravnica, a brand new card here, Hunted Witness. Now, before I show you the card, we're going to talk a little bit about the past of Magic, and I completely forgot to introduce myself. I meant to do that. I'm Mike. I don't do that, but we're going to do it today. In the middle, we're going to do a rogue deck builder style where I introduce myself in the middle of the video. This isn't even the middle. Everything's inaccurate. Just leave. What a train wreck. Anyways, we're here to talk about Hunted Witness. It is a 1/1 white creature. We're not looking at the card yet. I'm just telling you that because we're going to look at the Icatian Javelineers first, which is all the way back in the day to give you an idea of what you would get for 1 white. All the way back then, you get a 1/1 with 2 abilities that cost 1 to activate each. Not too hot. So I want to lead into the Hunted Witness because it's along the lines of other cards that are interesting. That has the flavor on it is incredible. The concept is really simple. It's going to be along the lines of things like the Tukatung Thalid. Now that's 1 green for a 1/1 creature. When he dies, you get a 1/1 green Saproling creature. Now this represents that cycle of life kind of thing where it's like, it's okay, but there's not that much flavor to it. More flavor comes when you move outside of a color that's really affiliated with nature, because green's excuse can always be, survival of the fittest, cycle of life, which is cool in its own way. But flavor on cards like Doomed Traveler, which to me is like the precursor. It's the first card I think of when I think of Hunted Witness, and that's Doomed Traveler. 1 white for a 1/1. When it dies, you create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. And the artwork on this is amazing. The whole flavor behind it is so good. This is some, like, first of all, you need to know the world he's on is Innistrad, and there are unspeakable horrors everywhere. This guy is literally doomed just because of the dangerous level of the world. But I really enjoy the fact that the flavor text, it says he vowed he would never rest until he reached his destination. He didn't know how right he was. Basically, that flavor text is so cool. It's like, I'm not going to rest until I get where I'm going. And it's like, you're right, but you're not still going to be alive when you get there. And the flavor of the shadow behind him, his own shadow, reaching its arms out, almost plaintively, like, notice what's gonna happen, man. Or, like, kind of shown in the way of, like, flying off into the sky. The flavor behind it is really, really cool. It tells a story. I like it when a card tells a story. And sure, the Tukatung Thalid, it does tell a story, but that's just the story of you get eaten in nature and something else comes along out of that nature. Not quite nearly as exciting. Hunted Witness is really interesting. The card itself, let's take a look at it. 1 white for a 1/1, obviously same as the Doomed Traveler. When it dies, you create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. So it's similar. You create your 1/1 token. This one has lifelink instead of flying and is a soldier instead of a spirit. Now, the flavor text says, he ferried weapons, spells, exotic animals, but his most dangerous cargo was the truth. So the flavor behind this, if you guys have seen any of those like mob movies, or maybe even a movie where somebody knows something about like a really powerful corporation where the witness is everything. You have to keep that witness alive. They have key information, and there's all kinds of mob guys trying to come gun them down. They're being hunted. Well, it's the same kind of concept here. You have a hunted witness, but it's a lot more interesting to me once you boil it down and really dig into the card. First of all, the artwork is incredible. I genuinely enjoy this. I don't know if this is hand painted or just done digitally in a hand painted style, but this feels like old Magic artwork, and it stands out so much from the rest of the cards in the set. Like, genuinely, whenever I would go buy it, I would just be like, wow, how evocative. How much does that artwork stand out to you? It's just absolutely incredible. And it's only done with a few colors. Like, there's not a wide range of colors used in this artwork. It's just the way the brushwork kind of, it identifies everything, but it also is kind of blended together. I don't know what these artistic styles are called, but the art style is very interesting. But the art itself tells you a lot too. You've got him in these very, very narrow confines in Ravnica. And all honesty, I'll say this as well. This is a piece of artwork that, yes, it fits in Ravnica, but it also feels like it could easily not be in Ravnica. Like, this could be somewhere else. This doesn't automatically scream the world of Ravnica to me, and I think that's part of what I enjoy about it. It clearly is a city, but this artwork it's so good. So he's in this narrow alleyway here, right? So you've got these confined spaces. There's nowhere for him to go. It's only like one direction. There's no going back. Now he's being hunted by who? You're not sure, but if you look in the artwork, and it's harder to see on the card itself because of the size of the artwork, but the dude beside him clearly is turned and looking at him. But the woman in the back is also staring directly at him. Now, I didn't see that until I looked at the blown up artwork, but she is staring directly at him. So there's this, like, essentially everybody's awareness is on this guy. You can see that because you have the two people in the alley who are the only people there both looking at him. You can see him looking off to the side with the look on his face like he's actually looking at someone who's there. And the perspective that's given is really, really close up on him. If you look at a lot of Magic art, you will not see the character that the card is representing generally that close up. It gives this sort of like tight up, like there might be someone right in front of him, all eyes focused on this guy. It really, really gives that feel, that like hunched over forward sort of posture with the like the spooked look on his face, the look of concern. It's amazing. This totally gives the feeling of that like trapped rat. What are you gonna do? Constantly, oh, what, like everywhere. Like this really, really communicates that. I'll be honest, it feels more like Innistrad with the coats almost or anything. And actually the trench coat that the guy's wearing. This artwork feels like it doesn't exist in the world of Ravnica. It feels otherworldly, but not in a bad way. But it does scream difference. Now, even with the token, it leads you to an interesting question. Because what does the 1/1 white soldier token with lifelink represent? Clearly, that's going to be a Celestian soldier. That part's not really up for debate as far as I'm concerned, because there's nothing else in Ravnica, at least in this set, that makes 1/1 lifelink tokens except for Celestians. So this is going to be a Celestian soldier. The question is this soldier investigating the death of the Hunted Witness? Was this a soldier who was sent to protect the Hunted Witness? Or is this soldier actually responsible for the death of the witness? Was the Celestian Conclave responsible for this, right? Because the Celestian Conclave is no longer run by unified leadership. Tristani, the leader of the Conclave, is no longer speaking with 3 unified voices, but is now 3 different voices, who could even theoretically be doing different schemes against each other. So who knows? This could be 2 different schemes of 2 different aspects of Tristani playing out even. There's a lot of flavor here, because the Hunted Witness is not guild aligned at all. There's nothing to say what this is, right? Clearly this is someone who's dealt in a lot of things they shouldn't, and then at the same time now you've got this, it's sort of, you're already an underworld character, so who do you turn to? If you're already like working in the shadows and you're already a smuggler, if you end up seeing something that you shouldn't, what do you do? Where do you go to? You're already like kind of a criminal. You're someone who doesn't need, you're going to go to the law. That's a bad move. So it's a very, very flavorful card to me. I absolutely enjoy it. I'll tell you what else I enjoy. Surprising the boss monster. So let's do that. Hello, scumbags! I hear there's a surprise for me, so send in the surprise, wench! Oh! Now this is what I'm talking about. This is a boss monster crown. Yes, this is how things are meant to be. All right, now that everything is proper, you've already seen enough of me. This is more than you deserve. Off to the 6th color of magic, peasants.
Magic is like real life. 2 weeks ago, I was broke and I was single, and my friend said to me, "Hey, you want to buy a time twister?" And I said, "No, I'm broke and I'm single. I can't. I gotta wait for my paycheck." And then I matched this girl. We started talking, having a good time, and we were talking about our lives, and I told her about this opportunity to buy a time twister, and she said that is way too much money to spend on a fine cardboard rectangle. So then I got my paycheck, and I called my friend up, and I said, "Hey, you got that time twister?" He said, "Yep." So I bought it, and I told my girl about it, and she said, "I am not going to date someone that spends that much money on cardboard." And so I'm back to exactly where I was 2 weeks ago. And together, We are the sixth color of magic.
If you have not already sent in a 6th Color of Magic clip, you owe me tribute. So send it in. That being said, roll the golden scroll. The people who are smart enough to be supporting me financially. Joining their ranks today, a longtime friend of mine, Adam McKenzie. Welcome aboard. And now I offer you 2 more pieces of the finest entertainment on the internet from the best channel in the universe. Hail to the king, baby!